Hi guys, Jaiden here, and today is my first episode. My first episode on explaining guitars, basically. I've got one sitting right here, and we're going to start off because with this guitar because it's my recent one, and not only that, but it's one of my favorite models. So here it is. This is it's a Les Paul Junior, but it's not a Gibson, right? And this is what I want to explain to people who don't know a lot about guitars. This shape, style, is a member of the Gibson family, right? Just like the Gibson double cut. Doesn't matter what colour it is, right? I'm talking about the guitar itself. But like I said, the Gibson Les Paul Junior double cut is a member of the Gibson family, just like this one, right? I don't have my amp, unfortunately. It's windy outside. But this, it's heavy, like a Gibson should be. Not all Gibsons are heavy, some of them are fairly light. But this one itself is the model based off a Gibson Les Paul Junior standard, right? This is based off that model. It's not this model. I don't know what model this is, but it is a member of the Gibson family, right? Sound wise, a nice simple, just a 3 to 4 chord progression. So it sounds like a Gibson, right? Which is good because Gibsons are one of my favourite guitars. But that's not the point, right? The point is that, like my wife, I'm teaching her on all different like shapes of guitars, like Gibson, like Fenders, or the main two. There are others, but the main two are Fenders and Gibsons. Alright, this is a Gibson style. It's not a Gibson because it doesn't say Gibson on the headstock, right? That's what it says on the headstock. But this is a Gibson for the simple fact it's a fucking Gibson. End of story. Right? It's a Gibson. And if you guys want to argue, no, it's not a Gibson, oh, it just is, that's fine. That's your opinion. But for me personally, the way I played this guitar and all my other guitars, I do have epiphones, which is in the style of a Les Paul. So therefore, it's just a Chinese version of a Les Paul. It's still a Gibson. Yes, it may be a copy, but the fact and the point is it's still a Gibson, right? It's in standard tuning. All my guitars are based in standard tuning because that's how I like my guitars. I like my guitars in standard tuning. So if I come up with something like, I don't know, bit like a bit bluesy, you know, something like or it plays like a Gibson. You know, it doesn't matter what chords you use or how you play it, it's still classed as a Gibson. So, but it's a lovely colour. I'm not sure on what colour this is, but it looks red. But around the bridge here, around here, it's got like a it's kind of going into an orange, but it's not quite orange. But the rest is it's a nice red with a black. So, but no, this is one of my favourite models of guitar. I don't mind the odd Fender. This one did have a pick guard on it, but I bought this without the pick guard, so I'm in for a pick guard coming. Although this is nice without a pick guard, I mean, don't get me wrong, some guitars are better off without the scratch plate or the scratch board, as you American people say, but it's a pick guard, you know, pick guard, scratch board, scratch plate, same word, different way of saying it, that is all. But either way, some guitars do look nice with a pick guard. Sometimes, like this one, it looks better without a pick guard. It doesn't matter. It does not matter one bit. Right? But all I'm saying is guitars like this and guitars like Epiphone, who has this style, this shape body, point blank, it is a member of the Gibson family. It's just got a different name on the headstock. That is it. Right? I was playing one of my Epiphones, my yellow one, which I will be showing in a different video. When I go up home, because I'm at the in-laws at the minute. But my Epiphone, I got a comment. I was just in here, right, messing around, making some music, and I get a comment saying, that is a cheap, crappy guitar. It's not the real Gibson. It's not this. It's not that. It's a copy. Blah blah blah. And I got so wound up, I literally ended my podcast like that. Yeah, so what? It's a copy of a really famous guitar. Big deal. Who cares? An Epiphone is made in China, right? Gibsons are made in the US. But the point is, Epiphones with this style body is and will always be a member of Gibson and the Gibson brand name and family. So that is that. End of story. But me, I've loved guitars ever since I was 8. I got my first guitar when I was 9. On my 9th birthday, I got my first guitar. because I would always play my brothers. But my mum got me my first guitar on my 9th birthday. I didn't actually learn to start playing until my early teens, when I was 13, which is when I really started to go, right, time to take me playing serious. So I learned a few chords. I stopped playing for a while because I had to move. Then I picked it back up, learned a few more chords, and then through school, through college, I met one of my best mates, Callum, who also plays guitar, and he's a far better guitarist than me because he plays for 4 or 5 hours a day. Me, I just play when I feel like it. Right? If I want to learn something, I'll learn it. If I don't, I'll leave it. But I always have a guitar either near where I'm sitting or near my bed, because this just sits over in the corner. Because I could wake up and go, you know what, I've got no work on, I'm not needed, I'm not going anywhere, I don't need to do anything, so why don't I sit and play my guitar? That's what I do. Or if I want to go out, I'll play for a bit. Or I'll even just do a simple exercise. Where have I put my pick up? Right? I'll just do something simple like, yeah, there's a buzz on the 7th fret, but I will be getting that sorted. You know, I'll just let and mess around. You know, I'll come up with my own things. I've been doing that quite a lot lately. You know, but I do all sorts. But either way, my point stands, right? My guitars, I love guitars, right? And one thing I'm always doing is I'm always shopping for a new one, right? I've got 17 guitars, right? I've actually got a lot more at my mum's, but where I am at the minute, I only have 17 guitars, and this is my 17th. It plays well, apart from here on the 7th fret, where you've got that. All I need to do is just get me truss rod, which runs through the centre of the neck piece, which is funny enough, it's the G note on, well, the G string on every guitar. It's always the G string that runs down the centre of the neck, but I can get that adjusted easily. But it plays like a Gibson, it sounds like a Gibson when it's plugged in, because I have had this plugged in, it plays brilliantly. Hey, I may not be a fucking awesome, amazing guitar player. I play fairly well, right? I know what I need to know